Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on the casting choice of Robert Downey Jr. as Doom and some other implications of it. You know, overall, I'm hoping for the best on this one. It's something where I can see a version of it that works, but it has to be written very well and be something that's more than just like a popularity stunt. If it's just to get attention, to get seats in theaters, I don't see this working long term. I really am not going to hold out for a lot of hope with the MCU if that's the sole purpose of this. What I think it should be is first off establishing, is this going to be Tony Stark or not? If this is an evil Tony Stark Doom, I don't like that idea. That is kind of immediately what everyone jumped to, but nowhere was that explicitly stated. And I think if it is, the way that they should use that is, okay, we have evil Tony Stark. What does he do as Doom? I think the route should be he pretends at first to not be Doom, to gain trust, and to then slowly reveal himself and try to just take on whoever he wants to fight. That's, I think what they should do if this is a Tony Stark Doom. The alternative to that, which I prefer, is that he's not a Tony Stark Doom, that he just so happens to look identical to Tony Stark, and people will think that he's Tony Stark, and he ends up getting caught off guard by that, and he has to then work that into his evil plans. That's, I think something that can offer a lot more creativity to the writing. So I hope that that's the route that they go with it. But I couldn't help but wonder, okay, I'm okay with him as a character for this, so long as it's not just it's Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom Iron Man popularity stunt. If it's not that, I'm okay with it. If there's deep storytelling implications, I'm okay with that. I think most people would be too, but it's just we're immediately all going to, wait, no, this is a popularity stunt, we don't like this. It's not necessarily the case, but it really does look like it, so I'm hoping there's plans. I'm leaning towards optimism on this one. But, I've seen people say, okay, other people could be Doom. And that's valid, especially if this is someone that's not supposed to be Tony Stark. I, made, basically a fan cast and looked at fan castings for Doom. Some of this goes back a while. So we have on here Julian McMahon. He played Doom before. I think he could play Doom again. I think that the Fantastic Four movies still hold up. I mean, I'm not going to say that they're a masterpiece at all by any means, but, I think compare Fantastic Four movies to Thor, Love and Thunder, I think it's better than some of the weaker MCU movies. So, his character in particular, I think it still works. I think there's potential there. So, yeah, I have to suggest that, they bring in the original. Another one on here is Wentworth Miller. I think, he's just proven that he could play a great villain. Next up was Ewan McGregor. For that one, I feel like it's kind of hard to think of him as not being Obi-Wan at this point. And that was one, I was on the fence of, but then I saw it as a fan casting, and it's okay, fine, I'll add it to the list of people that could have been Doom instead. And maybe they could play into that. Maybe, hypothetically, they could have. I could see, if Spider-Man ever saw what he looked like, Tom Holland's Spider-Man would have to remark with, "You look like Obi-Wan." Like, because they have Star Wars in this universe. Or maybe he would say Ewan McGregor, because movies exist within that world, so I don't know. That could be like one joke within it and not be a focus. Next up is Anthony Starr. He's proven he can be a great villain when he was playing Homelander. Yeah, like, he's proven he can be a great villain. Stephen Amell, personality-wise, I'm not sure how I feel about this one, because there was that thing where, like, his character died in the Arrowverse, and then there was a cast photo where they took a picture in front of his grave where they were all smiling. So, if he's difficult to work with, maybe not keep him around for a bunch of different movies long term. That could be an issue. But I think he could play a good villain. Yeah, he played a good villain as like that, Nazi Arrow. So, yeah. Next up is Josh Brolin. I think Josh Brolin might have been an easier sell for having a Marvel actor return, because he's already played 2 different characters. I feel like that works better for another dimensional version. I feel like fans would have been, more accepting of that initially. That's kind of like the major advantage with that cast choice. And I'm not even saying necessarily that, Anthony Starr has to be a better fit for Doom than Josh Brolin. These are all like, it's, fairly even in my mind. Is like, okay, yeah, these actors I think all could have been a good fit for the role, but we have Robert Downey Jr. and I feel like we don't know how that's gonna fit as well as these. Next up is Hugh Laurie. I can just see him playing a villain. This one was also one that I saw online. And then the last one on here is Jeffrey Dean Morgan. And yeah, I could see him playing the role too. Also, this is going to be a weird segue, but I want to talk about Doctor Doom as it pertains to Fortnite. Because Doctor Doom was already in Fortnite, but then in like a timeline of stuff that was leaked, we saw that Doctor Doom would be in Fortnite again, and that's going to be like next season. There's a bunch of thoughts that it's going to be the RDJ Doctor Doom. And, I, as someone who plays Fortnite, I'm hoping that's the case, because I think that'd be different enough from the Doctor Doom that we already had to where I could appreciate that. But there was a Camping Rusher video where it kind of leaned against that theory, so I don't know. My only hope with the Fortnite Doctor Doom is that it's different enough from the original one. Ultimately, I think Robert Downey Jr., it can work for Doom, but it just has to be done right. They have to spend a lot of time on the storytelling of this, and if they don't, if they really just decide, yep, it's Iron Man Doom, and we're gonna not care about how it relates to the characters, how the characters would feel about an Iron Man Doom. Yeah, it's just, yep, he shows up, he has tech, he fights. I really don't care. But, I'm hoping that that there is some plan behind it, that they're going to be working on that. And I hope that it is something enjoyable. Yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.